Saturday, time for a song of the week. And a long time ago, when I originally plotted this project out, I was like, man, you know what I should do? I should do like a whole month full of old Michael Landon's Ghost punk tunes on my acoustic guitar. And then I decided, nah, but you know what? I'm going to do one anyways. Why not? This song is called Meat Locker. It is based on an actual, honest to God, true story. Um, Names have been changed to protect the innocent. Wes White, Toby Holmes, this goes out to you guys. They were part of the band Michael Landon's Ghost. Quite possibly the best band I was ever in. But I don't know. The Dislocated were awesome, so were Dragula, so I love them all in various ways. Here we go. I will probably botch this quite massively. Lisa was just 5 years old when they found her daddy in the meat locker. Was bound and gagged and put on a slab. Now he's just a worm fodder, I said. Meat locker. What a shocker. Meat locker. Yeah, the whole town said it was a crying shame about her daddy in the meat locker. They chipped their hamburger meat just the same. They didn't want to eat a piece of her father. Meat locker. Meat locker. Meat locker. Lisa was just 5 years old when they found her daddy in the meat locker. He'd hired a hitman to kill his wife, but the hitman is who took his life, yeah. Meat locker. What a shocker. Meat locker. Meat locker. Yes, honest to God, that is a true story. He wasn't found inside the locker. He had been, the people that perpetrated the murder, which was the hitman and like the manager of the meat locker, they took the owner's body, because it was the owner of the meat locker, they took his body and buried it in the parking lot using a backhoe that had been there for some kind of construction purposes. And he would have remained there missing forever, except I think the hitman cracked. One of the two cracked and told the cops. It might have been the manager. I'd have to go back and look at the records back in the 80s. But that song is a true song. Now, here's the real weird kicker is we wrote that song just because I had something to write about. You know, at the time when it happened, it was just like, oh man, that was kind of weird that the guy got murdered in a meat locker, you know, oh, what if he ended up in your food? But I mean, that's not how it really went down, but hey, it's a good topic for a punk song. And then what really strange kind of happened is we were playing a open mic night and we were doing like Ramones and Dickies songs that night. I think we may have done maybe one or two originals, but we were mainly doing like Sex Pistols, Ramones, Dickies. And these two high school kids came up to us and they were like, oh, this is so great. And one was a girl and one was a boy. And it didn't take us long. One of us found out that the girl was the daughter of this guy. See, I had no clue this guy had daughters. He actually had two daughters. Two. But I didn't know he had any kids. It was just like, oh, we'll just make up this song and say, oh, it's so sad. And then he really did have a daughter. I became friends with her. We never talked about that, and I think actually if we saw her in the audience, we wouldn't play this song. But I do know what has happened to her in her life. She has been very successful in what she wanted to do with her life, and so that's really awesome. And like I say, the wife lived, and the guy who hired the hitman to kill the wife ended up dying. So I don't know if the hitman's still in prison, but Murfreesboro, where I grew up, is full of these kind of strange tales. It's so big now, who knows what's going on in the city, but that's the song of the week. My pickup this week is right back here. The vinyl has not come out on this album yet, but it is Cheap Trick's In Another World. Good record. It's a CD, but it's a good record. I still, to this day, don't understand the deal with Bunny and why he's not in the band, but I guess he still makes money. I mean, maybe some of it is he can't tour potentially, but I know there's been some kind of falling out there. And, Dax is good, but he's not Bunny. I mean, nobody's going to be Bunny on the drums. But Robin sounds pretty good. I think they have tuned down a little bit to account for age. It has a real similar sound to the Monkees reunion album from a few years back, in which they kind of piped in an old Davy Jones song since he was deceased. I need to look and see who produced that album, because it may be the same. Well, I don't know. I thought it was the Adam Schlesinger maybe produced it, who's also deceased now. But anyways, it's produced by Julian Raymond. He co-wrote every song too, and I mean, it's a pretty good album. But man, I'm always leery of records or albums where the producer gets a co-write credit on everything. It's just kind of weird to me. And there's Linda Perry, co-write, which is not uncommon. She's done some other stuff. I think she wrote a whole bunch of the tracks on Rockford, I believe, maybe. Summer Looks Good on You. Great, great song. In a world where rock and roll still dominated radio, it would be a hit song, I think. Another World's a cool song. It's the title track. Boys and Girls in Rock and Roll. It's a fun tune. Light Up the Fire is probably my favorite song on the album. It's just a really good burner rocker song. I'll See You Again. So It Goes. A couple of ballads. Robin Zander on a ballad. I mean, come on. That's a no-brainer. Guy, even if he can't hit the high notes he used to hit in the 80s, he still is really good. He's like Daltrey. He's obviously lost some of it, but not much of it. I mean, he still sounds fantastic. The only real clinker on the album is track 13, which is a cover of Give Me Some Truth. I thought that would be really good because Zander can totally bring that Beatle Lennon-esque sound. And I know they love the Beatles, and I know it's technically not a Beatles song, it was a Lennon song, but I think Plastic Ono Band or whatever, but it's not even a bump on the Generation X Billy Idol version. The Generation X version of Give Me Some Truth is a banger, awesome song. This song, it's on the podium at the moment because that's the only two covers of that song I know of, but yeah. Anyways, the vinyl does come out, I think, next month, so I'll probably get it on wax. I mean, it's Cheap Trick. Even at their worst, it's way better than anything else you're probably going to hear this year. So it's one of those things. When you criticize Cheap Trick, I'm just really nitpicking if I say I don't like something on it, or if it's like, it's just not that good. It's total nitpicky. Don't read too much into it, because it's for what it is. It's a pretty damn good, strong record. That's it for this week. I'll be back next week with another song. It's actually going to be a new song. I just got to finish the verses. I like the choruses. It has a Dinosaur Jr. kind of vibe to it. But that's it. Good night. Bye-bye. Like, subscribe.